Right, so continuing with the second half of my presentation. This is a lot longer than I thought it was when I was planning it, but we just had a little huddle and thought it was worth continuing the talk, so you get a bit more of my prattle. Right then, so talking about brain fry. Brain fry, I don't know if you're familiar with it, it's a term I'd like to think I've coined, but maybe I heard it somewhere else. But anyway, brain fry is something I first noticed watching. The term first came to me when I was in a gourmet burger kitchen restaurant in West Hampstead with Steve Jebber. I was there waiting for him to turn up. I was sitting indoors, inside with the burger, just like minding my own business, waiting for him to show up. He came in, said hello to the waitress, and she immediately just completely spazzed out. It was like those sci-fi movies where you put like an EMP on like a robot or something and it just like goes like spastic. It was like that. It happened within about 2 seconds. Within 2 seconds, it's like she was like overheated, giggly, like one of the teenage girls at a Beatles concert. Right? Like I thought she was going to pull her knickers off and throw them at him, you know? It was just really fucking weird. And it happened within 2 seconds. And he does this a lot. He's very good at frying girls' circuits. So I was thinking, I was watching that, and I was thinking, that's very interesting. You know, that's a bit different to what I'm used to doing. I wonder what's going on there. So I had to think about it. And what it is, brain fry is basically it's like you're crashing the girl's computer and then hacking directly into her BIOS. Right? It's like you're frying the circuits of her brain. She's no longer thinking straight, and it's like you have this window where you're just talking directly to her hindbrain. I'll give you some examples of that from my own experience. There's a Serbian girl who I met in 2013, in fact 2014, and I remember when I was taking her home, it took a while, she was a virgin, she was on I think the 4th date, and she was very giggly and squirrely, right? Just a little girl, bless her, but anyway, she was always laughing. She couldn't finish sentences properly. Her English was okay, but she'd talk to me and she couldn't finish her sentences. And she'd say stuff like, she'd be talking about something like, yes, because and then she'd pause, she'd be like, I'm stupid girl, ha ha ha, and start laughing. And then she'd start trying to talk and she'd be like, I can't talk, why, ha ha ha, and giggle. And then a bit later, as we were walking to my apartment, she's like, where are we going? I was like, oh, to my place. She's like, why am I going there? Why do I walk? Why do I walk? Ha ha ha. Right? And then walked into the apartment. Right? It was like a complete disconnect between whatever amount of logic a girl has and a hindbrain. So I was thinking, this is what happens when you see brain fry. Now, it can happen at the beginning of a set, in the middle of a set, or at the end of a set. It can happen whenever. Right? But there's this bit where the girl's brain just switches off. I had a girl in Prague, similar thing. She was all like very self-possessed. I started spiking her, then I kissed her, pulled her home, fucked her, and she said afterwards, she was like, that's really strange. It's like when you kissed me, I completely switched off my mind, right? It was like the 4 brain switches off, right? So that's like what I consider brain fry. Now the good thing about brain fry is you can actually trigger it, you can deliberately trigger it, and you can trigger it literally from the very beginning of the set. And the way you do it is by being incredibly overwhelmingly masculine, and particularly by being belligerent. Now remember at the beginning I said like smooth opening is more like slow cooking. It's more like roasting a steak and like waiting for, you know, the heat to get all the way to the middle, and then, you know, you stick your fork in it, it's done. Brain fry is more like frying, right? It's like immediate sizzle and sparkle. So let me just consult my notes. Now the reason brain fry is attractive to girls is it's keying into their submission fantasies. You're overwhelming them with dominance, pushing her into the defensive crouch, and girls get off on the submission of it. Now, it's incredibly powerful, can take seconds, and it's kind of like a blitzkrieg, right? It's kind of like a sudden war. But the thing to realise about brain fry is don't do it the full set. It's very addictive to do. You feel very powerful and it's really cool to do. But it's just something you do if you're doing like belligerent opening. Do it at the beginning to make an impression, and then you have to switch it off. Otherwise, you're just going to get a flaky, bubbly, fizzy set. And it's going to be really hard once you get good at it.
Sorry, for some guys, what is fizzy?
Right, fizzy is like attraction material, spiking. It's when you say things to girls to get them to react, to get them to giggle, to laugh. Like picking a girl up, spinning her around is fizzy. You know, telling her she looks like a squirrel and playing with her cheeks until she giggles is fizzy, right? It's very different to, you know, exploring her hopes and dreams and telling you about fucking a book she's reading, right? So a very different energy. Now, fizziness is what you see on a lot of the YouTube sets because it looks really entertaining, but it's only part of the game. So anyway, a lot of your capacity to do brain fry is going to be momentum based, right? It's very difficult to fry a girl's brain on your first set of the day when it's raining and you just woke up. That's really hard. I think of it a bit like fighting games where, you know, you land a bunch of punches and your combo meter goes to ×2. You land a few more, ×3, and by the time you ×5, you can suplex her through the fence. You know, that's the feeling you get, like momentum-based game. You just build your vibe, you build your combo meter, and then brain fry starts to happen quite naturally. And the good thing, the reason I'm a big fan of brain fry now, in moderation, right? It's very important that's in moderation. It's something you drop in, it's not the whole set. I really like it because it allows you to make a massive impression on the hindbrain of a girl much hotter than you. It immediately makes you stand out. It immediately presents you as the, whoa, who the fuck is that guy? Now, of course, you can't stay as that, or she's too scared to meet you and she'll flake. But if you get brain fry good and you like smash the girl really hard at the beginning of the set in the first like 20 seconds, think of it like repeated, ever stronger spiking, and then you hit the brain fry and then you can switch it off again, right? And you go back to being a bit more normal. Okay, next set. Slides, please. Right.
He seeks a mirror, he seeks a man. His style is flesh, he has no hair. Vibe will make or break him, so he's got to keep it right, 'cause he will never take a break from chasing women. And when he does his little route of the streets of London town, eagerly pursuing all the youngest, hottest girls, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of passion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. He thinks he is a bad boy to be softened off with charm. It shouldn't really happen, but the girls just feel so thrilled, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of passion.